So if you have watched any of my videos, you may notice something slightly different. I've been wanting to dye my hair a vibrant color for a really long time, and I finally bit the bullet and did it this week. The reason I'm making this video is not because I'm some sort of hair expert, because I am not. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know that my hair is usually up in a messy bun, not looking like anything. But I'm making this video mostly to sort of fill a void. When I was doing all of my research into what products I was going to use and what color I wanted to do, I couldn't really find very much about using the particular brand that I wanted to use on afro-textured hair. There were some, not too many. And B, I could find almost nothing on what the specific color, or even just the brand in general, that I wanted to use, what it looks like on sort of medium light hair. And the reason I was looking for that is because I knew, I resigned to the fact that I was gonna have to lift my hair. I had tried hair chalks and temporary stuff in the past, and it's fine, it's cute, but it's kind of messy, it doesn't last very long, and I wasn't really able to get the all-over results that I wanted. And I just didn't want to have to deal with having to keep reapply it over and over. So I knew I was gonna have to lift my hair, but I didn't want to lift it too much. I didn't want to go super blonde because my hair is already fragile enough. A lot of videos out there with people with afro-textured hair that use the brand that I'm using, and the brand I'm using, by the way, is Arctic Fox. A lot of the videos are people with afro-textured hair, curly people. They had lifted their hair to very, very, very light, very, very blonde. So obviously what the colors are going to look like on their hair is going to be more true to the color of the pigment than what I was going to do. I'll insert a photo here of what my hair looked like after I lifted it. As you can see, it's kind of brassy, which didn't really bother me that much because I was going to be coloring over it anyway. But it's warm. It's a very warm tone. It's not, I don't even know if you could even call this blonde. The color that I used was light golden blonde. I don't know that I'd call this blonde, but it's definitely much lighter than my natural hair color. So I used the Arctic Fox Virgin Pink dye. The reason I wanted to use this brand in particular was that I'd heard a lot about it. I actually first heard about it from a YouTuber that I watch who uses it to, she's not like a hair YouTuber or anything, she's an artist, her name is Minnie Small, but she uses it to just kind of tint her hair. Her hair is dark, but she mentioned that she really likes the color, that it was very vibrant. And from my research on it, everyone says it's a very conditioning hair color. I knew that I also was gonna probably want to dilute the color. Now, Arctic Fox themselves make a diluter, which I think has a little bit of silver tones in it. Because I haven't really dyed my hair in a while, or I don't really do very much to my hair besides basic sort of like detangling and conditioning, I didn't have any gloves, I didn't have a shower cap, I didn't have the little clips that you need to section off your hair. I didn't have anything. I didn't have a mixing bowl for color. So I had to buy a lot of stuff. So I wasn't that interested in buying the diluter. Also, I was getting kind of impatient, and instead of ordering the color online, I actually found it at Sally Beauty, and I believe Hot Topic also carries the Arctic Fox color in stores. So I found it in the store, and they didn't even have the diluter at the store anyway. And from what I'd read online, most people dilute their hair color with a pretty simple conditioner. I decided to do 2 test strands on my hair to see what different concentrations of the color would look like. I ended up just doing 1 strand that was full strength color, and I did another strand that was roughly 2 parts conditioner, 1 part dye. I left those on for about 30 minutes, rinsed it out, and at the time of the strand test, I thought that the diluted one, the 2 parts conditioner, 1 part pigment, diluted one was not strong enough. I thought it didn't look like it picked up much of a color. So I decided to go somewhere in between, closer to the full strength side. So I think the mixture that I ended up using in the end was probably 70% dye, 30% conditioner. I ended up leaving my dye in for about 2 hours. The listed time is at least 30 minutes. But because it's basically conditioner, leaving it in longer isn't really gonna be bad for your hair. So this is what it looked like. This is what the color it turned out to be. It's like burgundy, I guess, I don't know. I'll insert a picture here of what virgin pink looks like on you know, very, very light hair. As you can see, mine does not look like that, and I think part of the reason is because my hair prior to the semi-permanent dye was very orange, very warm. This particular pink has very cool, like, blue tones in it, so combining that with a warm base, you're gonna get something more burgundy. It's weird because I really didn't know what it was gonna look like. I didn't even know if it was gonna show up at all. So I can't say that it's not what I wanted because I didn't really know what I wanted. I think now that I see it, I probably would have diluted it a little bit more. I like it. I do really like it. I think part of my reaction is just because I haven't had dyed hair in so long. My hair has been dark, like the color of my roots, for years and years. So seeing this, even seeing my hair lifted to the light golden blonde or whatever, was kind of a shock. It just made my eyebrows look darker. It just changed the whole look of my face. So I do like it. I'm excited for it to fade a little bit actually and see what color that ends up being. But like I said, I think what I probably would have done, like, I read everywhere that this color is so pigmented, and I heard that, I read it, but I got worried about pickup and, you know, like I said, a lot of what I had seen of photos and videos, I had not seen anything on my particular hair color that I was dyeing, and I hadn't seen too much on how it takes to afro-textured hair, because how dye is going to show up on my kind of hair is different than how it show up on the hair of a white person or an Asian person, or even just different hair textures within black people. So I got nervous that I was gonna do all this and then it wasn't gonna show up, which in hindsight, even if I did dye it and it wasn't as vibrant as I wanted because the mixture I used was too diluted, I could have just re-dyed it with a more concentrated solution. But anyway, so far I'm very impressed with this dye. I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but this dye is both this dye is both vegan and cruelty-free, if that is important to you. I'm very impressed with how pigmented it is so far I haven't noticed any rub off on anything. I diluted my color and it is so stupid vibrant. I don't know if that's because I left it on for 2 hours or if it's just, you know, it's probably just a good product. I actually have no idea how long this is gonna last. It says it can last up to 40 shampoos. I don't actually shampoo my hair very often because shampoo dries my hair out to shit. So I'm wondering how long this will actually last since I don't use shampoo. We shall see. I can, maybe I'll do a follow-up video in a couple months or weeks or however long before it starts to fade and kind of report on how long it took and what I've been doing to my hair, and how different hair products and stuff affect it. Oh, one other thing I wanted to mention. Arctic Fox directions state that your hair should be shampooed but not conditioned before applying. And some of the other things I have been reading specifically about afro-textured hair when applying semi-permanent dyes was to use a clarifying shampoo to remove any product buildup, any conditioner. And because I had just used a pretty heavy conditioner the night before when I lifted my hair, I got a clarifying shampoo, which sucked. A moisturizing shampoo makes my hair feel like shit, and a clarifying shampoo, which is supposed to strip everything, all your oils, all the buildup, my hair felt terrible. right before I was gonna put the dye in. In hindsight, I probably could have just used the shampoo I already had. I didn't necessarily need to buy a clarifying shampoo. And according to the girls on the YouTubes, you could also make your own mixture using apple cider vinegar, which I probably should have done instead of buying a giant bottle of shampoo that I'm probably never gonna use again. You live and you learn.